What's up, sunshine? Hope you're having a thoroughly thankful Thursday. Gratitude is good for the attitude. I'm Coy Wire. This is CNN 10. We kick off today's show with some news that could be of particular interest to a lot of us. TikTok could be one step closer to being banned in the United States. President Joe Biden signing a bill sent to him by Congress that would effectively ban the social media app in America if the company that owns it doesn't find a new owner in the next few months. Why is this happening? Because many American leaders say TikTok is a threat to U.S. national security. The app is owned by ByteDance, a privately owned Chinese company, but in China, the authoritarian government often treats privately owned companies like they are government owned. Even though this bill has been signed into law, that doesn't mean that TikTok will just disappear. The social media giant plans to sue the U.S. government to block the law, claiming it's unconstitutional and violates free speech.
TikTok is ready to fight. They'll go hard and call on, they'll say it's a free speech issue. But even so, say it takes a year to possibly find someone who wants to buy it. And then maybe if the White House sees that there's some progress, they can even give them like 90-day extensions. So between the court fight and the extensions, it's unlikely anything's going to happen very quickly.
So it could be up to a year before anything happens. But if ByteDance refuses to sell TikTok, or if the Chinese government steps in and says ByteDance cannot sell TikTok, then by January of next year, you might not be able to download or update the TikTok app in the United States. That means you could theoretically keep TikTok on your phone and keep using it, but you wouldn't be able to update it. So over time, it would probably get buggy and start to get glitchy and likely stop working after a while. Pro-Palestinian protests that started at New York's Columbia University are now spreading to colleges and universities across the U.S. Fundamentally, students are protesting how their schools invest their endowments, or large pools of money that colleges and universities usually acquire through donations. Pro-Palestinian student protesters want the schools to divest or take money away from companies that are either Israeli or involved in Israel's war in Gaza. CNN's Isabel Rosales has more.
Growing protests as students from Columbia University vowing to occupy school grounds until the university meets their demands.
We are calling for divestment from Israel
so that Columbia is not funding the genocide of Palestinians in Gaza.
This, as calls for the resignation of the school's president, Manoush Shafiq, continue to get louder. Shafiq under fire from both inside and outside the university, and could face a censure vote from the university senate as early as tomorrow.
Shame on you!
Shafiq and other university officials are facing internal criticism that NYPD arrests and student suspensions allegedly violated tenets of academic freedom and free expression on campus. From Boston to Berkeley, there is a spotlight on how colleges are managing student outrage. Harvard Yard closed for a second day in a row. While at MIT, a pro-Palestinian encampment stands firm in solidarity with other protesting students.
Students united will never be defeated.
The growing unrest on college campuses causing concern and chaos as schools prepare for graduation in the coming weeks. Many students saying they fear for their safety.
It's scary, it's terrifying. They have a sign that says, "Long live the Intifada."
While others say they are
vehemently opposing all forms of oppression.
And they will not back down.
Until MIT agrees to stop building the weapons that are used in this mass killing.
We want the genocide to stop.
Pop quiz, hot shots. All North Korean supreme leaders are members of the Kim family, veterans of the Korean War, democratically elected, descendants of a royal dynasty. Answer is members of the Kim family. 3 generations of the Kim family have ruled North Korea since 1948. Current leader Kim Jong-un took power in 2011. North Korea isn't known for its exports. It's known as the Hermit Kingdom because basically it willfully shuts itself off from most of the world. Things like TV shows and movies from the United States and other Western countries are banned in North Korea. But what if I told you that some of the very shows that North Koreans aren't legally allowed to watch were at least partially created by North Koreans? CNN's Alex Marquardt is here to explain.
Invincible is a popular animated show streaming on Amazon Prime with a third season on the way.
Your power's got to be due any day now, son.
It's based on a comic book about a superhero teen.
I wasn't ready before.
While its main character is all-American, some animation in the new season may come from one of America's biggest foes, North Korea. Martin Williams is a North Korea analyst at the Stimson Center.
I'll show you what we found.
He shows us what was inside a recently discovered North Korean internet server.
There's a bunch of working files in here.
Files including sketches and video from North Korea which resemble the animation from two shows produced and streamed by American companies. Amazon's Invincible and another coming soon called Ayanu, Child of Wonder, set to stream on Max, which along with CNN is owned by Warner Brothers Discovery. There's no evidence that the studios knew that any proprietary work was on a North Korean server.
At some stage in this production process, these files appear to be being worked on by the North Koreans.
There's a clip of Ayanu, which hasn't been released yet.
Now me spare your life.
Williams says a lot of American production work is outsourced, particularly to China, where it could then be subcontracted to North Koreans without the American company's awareness.
It's very common. Numerous Chinese companies have been sanctioned by the US for working with North Korea, not just in animation, but in other areas as well.
A draft of one animation has Chinese instructions translated into Korean. There's also this production sheet in English for Invincible. Is there any evidence that the American studios knew about this?
We didn't find any evidence that they had any direct knowledge of any of this. We found the names of some animations, we found the names of some US companies, but nothing that concretely tied that back to the US companies.
Using North Korean labor would be a violation of US sanctions. Max and the producer of Ayanu, Lion Forge Entertainment, declined to comment. Unique Studios, which co-created the graphic novel series, did not respond. Skybound Entertainment, which produces Invincible, told CNN it never approved outsourcing and would investigate.
It's just something that's very difficult to kind of figure out who you are working with, because once stuff starts getting outsourced, once stuff starts moving through the system, actually finding out who the person is at the other side of the keyboard is very, very difficult.
All right, you've probably heard of lava cake, but have you ever heard of a lava lake? It's just one of the amazing features NASA's Juno spacecraft captured when it did a flyby of Io, one of Jupiter's moons. Juno has been studying the planet and its moons since 2016. It recently flew within 930 miles of Io's surface, taking high-resolution photos that NASA scientists convert into these animations. It also captured this large peak that scientists call Steeple Mountain. It has been more than 20 years since a NASA mission flew this close to Io, the most volcanically active body in our solar system. Today's story getting a 10 out of 10, a TSA K9 getting a hero's send-off, celebrating a doggone job well done. After 8 years in the field, Messi, a security K9 at DC's Reagan Airport, is just plain awesome. He was the guest of honor at a retirement party where he was showered with affection and tennis balls for his years of faithful service. Good boy. Thanks for your service, Messi, and enjoy that retirement. All right, possum people, it's time for our favorite part of the show. Shout out to Rivermont School, Greater Petersburg, and Dinwoody, Virginia. Rise up. And this shout out goes to Mr. Cardena's class at Patterson High School in Patterson, Louisiana. Go on, Lumberjacks, and keep on chopping. Happy Friday Eve. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. I'm Coy Wire, and we are CNN 10.